Hi everyone, my name is AFIEZAH. I am a Year 1 medical student at University Malaysia Sabah, and this is a video about what medical field that I am interested in pursuing, which is cardiology. Yep, I want to be a cardiologist, which is a specialist or an expert in the care of your heart. So, throughout my video, we are going to go through the heart anatomy and function, its mechanism, disease and its treatment, and a secret I want to share in the end of this video. So make sure you watch this video until the end. For anatomy of the heart, I have divided it into 5 parts, which are heart chambers, heart valves, heart wall, blood vessels of heart, and heart conduction system. First up, let's talk about the heart wall, which composed of 3 main layers: epicardium, myocardium, and endocardium. For the conduction system, it requires sinoatrial node, SA node, atrioventricular node, AV node, bundle of His, and Purkinje fiber. So now for heart chambers, valves, and heart blood vessels, we're gonna look at it in 3D for a better view and better understanding. Now let's start off with the chambers. Our heart consists of 4 chambers, which are right ventricle, left ventricle, right atrium at the right auricle of our heart, left atrium at the left auricle of heart. For the blood vessels, it consists of the 3 great vessels, which are pulmonary trunk, aorta, and the superior vena cava. Our heart also consists of this RCA, which is right coronary artery, and LCA, left coronary artery. Let's see what is inside of this chamber. Here we got interventricular septum that separate the left ventricle and the right ventricle. This is pulmonary valve as it connected to pulmonary trunk, aortic valve connected to the aorta, tricuspid valve, and mitral valve. So we have 4 chambers of heart and 4 valves of the heart. Now done about the anatomy, now let's talk about the function of each of these components. So started with the chambers, right atrium. This is right atrium, located in the upper right portion of the heart at the right auricles. So this right atrium going to receive deoxygenated blood from the body throughout superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. So I will pump this blood through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle here. Left atrium, on the other hand, located in the upper left portion of the heart, and it will receive oxygenated blood from the lungs via the pulmonary vein and pumps it through the bicuspid or mitral valve into the left ventricle here. So we have 2 ventricles here, right and left. Right ventricle receive deoxygenated blood from the right atrium and pump it to the pulmonary artery, which carry it to the lung for oxygenation. The left ventricle receive oxygenated blood from the left atrium and pumps it through the aorta to the entire body. So you can see here the arc of aorta and throughout the body, descending thoracic aorta. And next, the heart valves. The heart valves ensure that blood flows in only one direction through the heart. So there are 4 main valves, which are tricuspid valve, bicuspid or mitral, pulmonary valve, and aortic valve. So you can see here. Now last one, I talk about blood vessels. We got here coronary artery, RCA and LCA. So this artery is very important since it supplies oxygenated blood to the myocardium. Remember myocardium, the heart wall? Pulmonary artery will carry deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lung for oxygenation. Aorta, the largest artery in the body, carrying oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the entire body. Superior and inferior vena cava return the oxygenated blood from the upper body to the right atrium. It's just superior for the upper body and inferior from the lower body. Heart is beating all the time. So how to explain this? We can explain this by understanding cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle is the pattern of the heart's contraction and relaxation during a heartbeat. It comprises diastole, relaxation, systole, which is contraction, and the intervening pause. So to explain this, cardiac cycle has 3 phases. Phase 1, ventricular filling. Phase 2, systole. And phase 3, isovolumetric relaxation. So you just need to remember that event in one heartbeat, it's either relaxation or contraction. So if it's relaxed, it is diastole and it's filling the blood. If it's contraction, systole is occur and there will be an ejection of the blood. Detailed information of cardiac cycle can be explained in a mechanical event of the cardiac cycle, which consists of 7 phases. Phase 1, atrial contraction or atrial systole, in which the atria contract to push remaining blood into the ventricles. Here ventricles are relaxed and their pressure is on the phase 2, isovolumetric contraction. The ventricle begins to contract but no blood is ejected yet. Next, phase 3, rapid ejection. Ventricle contracts strongly, ejecting blood into the aorta and pulmonary artery. At the phase 4, reduced ejection, ventricular contraction weakens and the rate of ejection is slow. At the phase 5, isovolumetric relaxation. Here ventricle relax and no blood enters or exits and all valves are closed. At the phase number 6, rapid filling. Atrial pressure rises, opening the AV valve and blood rapidly flows into the ventricle. And on the last phase, which is a reduced filling event, the ventricle continue filling but at a slower rate. The atria and ventricle prepare for the next cycle. So this thing will be in cycle and repeated.
So when is it actually our heart produces sound? So it's actually occurring in the phase 2 and phase 5, in which at phase 2, the ventricular pressure is higher than the atrial pressure, since isovolumetric contraction is occur. So it causes every valve to close, and thus producing the first heart sounds, which is low. For the second heart sounds, it occurs in a phase 5, isovolumetric relaxation. This is caused by the aortic or the pulmonary pressure higher than the ventricular pressure, causing the semilunar valves to close, and thus producing the second heart sound, which is dub. For the heart conduction system, I have provided an illustration or an animation to view this. So for the heart conduction, it started with the SA node, sinoatrial node, and it goes to the AV node, and the impulse will spread to the bundle of His and into Purkinje fibers.
Okay, next, what could go wrong to your heart? I only take one disease, which is the famous disease, the CAD, coronary artery disease. Coronary artery disease is a condition where the coronary artery, you remember coronary artery, the left coronary artery and the right coronary artery that supply oxygen, rich blood to our heart muscle become narrow or block. This impairs blood flow to the heart, leading to reduced oxygen supply and potentially causing heart attack or other severe complications. CAD is one of the leading causes of heart-related death worldwide. So what causes CAD? It is caused by the high cholesterol in your body, caused by smoking, poor diet, also diabetes. For further explanation, coronary artery disease is due to the atherosclerosis, which is the buildup of fatty deposit or plaque inside the coronary arteries. So over the time, this plaque will harden and narrow the artery, limiting the blood flow to your heart muscles. So how to treat this CAD? Number 1, lifestyle modification. by having a healthy diet that low in saturated fat, cholesterol, and sodium, exercise, regular physical activity to improve cardiovascular health, smoking cessation to stop further the artery damage, and medication, statin, aspirin, nitrate, and beta blocker. Next is the angioplasty and stent placement. Next one, and we have the advanced treatment and modification, which is the angioplasty and stent placement. The advanced treatments, which are heart transplant and implantable cardioverter defibrillator. Okay, we come to the end of my video, which I'm going to share one secret to you all, and that is what inspired me to become a cardiologist. So I was not know him. I never knew him. Not until I read the list of cardiologists, and I am so impressed with him. He is Dr. Anthony Aducci. Dr. Anthony Aducci is a cardiologist and a medical device innovator. So he co-founded the Cardiac Pacemaker Corporation in 1972. So he developed the first lithium battery powered pacemaker. So he basically revolutioning the cardiac care by providing a more reliable and longer lasting power source. What he brought to the world is he extend lifespan and reliability of pacemakers, the significant advancement in cardiac care through his innovation, and it left a lasting impact on the medical technology field. So I am very inspired by him because not only he is a cardiologist, but he is also an innovator. And I want to be a cardiologist and also a creative person just like him. I think that's all for my video. Thank you for watching.